Hey everyone! Today, we're going to peek behind the curtain at something super powerful but kind of invisible that runs our entire modern world. Let's talk about databases, the secret organizers of your digital world.
I mean, seriously, have you ever really thought about it? How does your phone just know how to find one contact out of thousands? Or how does your favorite streaming service remember exactly where you left off in a show? It feels like magic, right? But nope, it's not magic. It's just a really clever system at work.
So what's the secret ingredient? It's all about data. And don't let that word scare you. Data is really just a fancy way of saying information. It's all the little bits and pieces, numbers, names, facts, you name it. Everything from a person's name in your phone to the price of your morning coffee, that's all data.
But here's the thing. A giant, messy pile of data is pretty much useless. It's like having all the ingredients for a cake just thrown on the floor. To actually make something with it, you've got to get organized. And that, my friends, is where the hero of our story comes in, the database.
Just look at this. Imagine you had to find one person's salary in this jumbled mess of a text file. You'd be scrolling forever, right? Trying to figure out where one person's info stops and the next one starts. Ugh, it's a nightmare. It's slow, it's confusing, and you're almost guaranteed to make a mistake.
Okay, now look at this. Much better. Everything is perfectly organized in a neat table with rows and columns. You can find exactly what you're looking for in like 2 seconds. This is what a database does. It takes that chaotic mess and makes it easy to store, find, and manage.
All right, let's break down what we're looking at. See each row going across? That's called a record. Just think of it as one complete package of information. You know, like one contact in your phone. It's got the name, the number, the email, all the info for that one person all in one row.
And each column, the ones going up and down, that's called a field. A field is just one type of information. So you'd have a phone number field, and it would hold only the phone numbers for every single record in the table. Easy, right?
So it's great to have this nice, organized table. But building it is only half the battle. How do you make sure the data you put in it is actually correct and consistent? Well, you kind of need a bouncer at the door, making sure only the right kind of data gets in.
And in the world of databases, that bouncer has a name: validation. It's basically just a set of rules you create for your fields to control what's allowed in. And this is so important for stopping garbage information from messing up your beautiful, organized table. Let's check out some of these rules. First up is a length check. It's super simple. It just makes sure the data has the right number of characters. So if a student ID is supposed to be exactly 7 characters long, this rule will just reject anything that's 6 or 8. No mistakes allowed.
Then you've got a format check. This one's a little more specific. It makes sure the data follows a certain pattern. Like maybe a product code has to be 2 letters followed by 5 numbers. This rule makes sure that structure is followed every single time.
Next up is the range check, and this one is a lifesaver for numbers. You can set a rule that, say, a grade in a class has to be somewhere between 0 and 100. That way, the database will automatically say nope if someone tries to enter 101. It just keeps things from getting ridiculous.
And finally, there's the presence check. This is probably one of the most common ones. It's simple. It just makes sure a field isn't left blank. I mean, you can't really have a student record without a last name, can you? This rule basically makes that field required.
Okay, so those validation checks are like the security guards. But there are a couple of even more fundamental rules that actually define the whole structure of the database. Let's call these the rules of the game.
So every single field in our table has to have a specific data type. This just tells the database what kind of info it should expect. Like an integer, that's a whole number. A real number has a decimal point, perfect for prices. Text is, well, you know, for words and characters, and Boolean is just a simple true or false, like a yes or no. Now here's where it gets really cool. How does a database find one specific person in a table with millions of entries? It uses something called a primary key. This is a special field where every single record has a totally unique value. Think of it like a student ID number. No two can ever be the same. And that's the secret to finding exactly what you need instantly.
Okay, you've got the core concepts down now. We've talked tables, records, fields, validation, all that good stuff. So, you ready to put that new knowledge to the test? Let's do it.
All right, take a look at this table here. It's a simple one for tracking student grades. You can see we've got a student ID, the first and last name, and of course, their final percentage.
Okay, so now it's your turn. You're the one building this database. Based on everything we just talked about, what kind of validation rules would you set up for this table to keep the data nice and clean? Go on, take a second to think about it.
Got some ideas? I bet you do. Okay, first up, that student ID field. What would you do? A length check is perfect here, right? We can see they're all 7 characters long, so we can set a rule to make sure they always are. What about the name fields? For first name and last name, a presence check is an absolute must. I mean, what good is a grade if you don't know who it belongs to? So yeah, we have to make sure those fields can never be left empty.
And last but not least, that percentage field. The obvious choice here is a range check that'll make sure the grade is always between 0 and 100. No typos like 150 or -10. See? With just a few simple rules, we've made this database way, way more reliable.
So let's do a super quick recap of the key terms. A table holds everything. Inside are the records, which are the rows. Each record is made up of fields, which are the columns. Every field has a data type, and one special field is the primary key to make sure every record is unique. And that's it. That simple setup is the backbone of pretty much every database out there.
So there you have it. You now know the basic building blocks that secretly run so much of your digital world. Your social media, your online shopping, your banking, it's all just data, organized neatly in tables. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. What hidden database is organizing your life right now?